Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Joe,
Good
welcome.
morning. Good morning.
How's everybody doing today? Got a midweek check-in right now. We got a bunch of stuff to go over. Joe is actually gonna take a look at a couple of charts today. He's gonna look at Bitcoin as always, obviously, because hey, we got some Bitcoin news leading things off, and he's gonna take a look at Coinbase, so the coin token. Hence the reason for that poll on your way in. So make sure you vote in that poll. I'll be interested to see how many of you actually hold coin. So welcome. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're new, you know the drill. Smash up that like button. Make sure you're subscribing, ticking that bell icon. And don't forget, following Joe. Link to his info is in the description. And as a matter of fact, as always, as soon as we're done here, if you're on YouTube, we're going to be forwarding straight over to Joe and go get a little bit of trading education over there. So excellent. All right. I say we kick this thing off. Now, I did change things up just a little bit, and I'm going to bring this screen up first, and I'll put the link in the description because, I mean, by now, most of you probably already heard about this, the attempted abduction of the daughter of a prominent crypto holder. Basically, they tried kidnapping her in broad daylight yesterday in Paris. There's been a lot of this. I know I haven't really covered it, but I'm thinking we may need to do a stream just about that. I am going to, it is the theme for Friday night Crypto on the Rock, 7 p.m. So we can do kind of like the campfire talk about it, that kind of thing. But I think we need a more dedicated stream to stuff like that because obviously this is getting to be a commonplace thing. Sad as that is, it just is. I'm going to play the video here and you can see the struggle. It's about a minute-long video, actually. You know what? I know you can hear her screaming in the background. I'm going to lower it just a little bit so I can talk over it. But like, holy crap! Look, and I shove her in this van. I mean, seriously. And I don't know. You'd think more people would intervene. I mean,
A lot of people they don't want to be involved in anything. Like they'll see, kids getting snatched up or men beating women. Nowadays, it's like I'm just going to keep to myself. I don't want any problems. I don't know if they have anything that, because I'm trying to be a good citizen and I could get punished for it. My kids could not have me around anymore.
And you know what? That is the sad truth. And BC is saying that he's going to be there on Friday because of this. And you know what, BC? Listen, that's great. And honestly, I was thinking maybe that was our theme for this coming this coming Monday for Hodl the Line. For those who don't know, every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, myself, BC, and of course, Crypto Bedell doing Hodl the Line. And we have been talking a lot about stable coins lately, but man, I think we need to go over stuff like that. And D Lun, I'm hoping I'm not butchering that name. Welcome, appreciate you being here. And it's a psychological phenomenon known as bystander effect. Yes, and it is extremely sad. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I could not. Even though Joe brings up a great point, like, especially in this day and age, man, you can get like your ass handed to you for just about anything these days. But like, I don't know. I don't think I could just walk by or pull out my phone and be filming the thing, whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's
There was one video I saw. This was some time ago. The dude was in line for something, and this big old, I don't say she was fat, but she wasn't skinny. I don't remember her being skinny. But she comes in, she goes in front of the line, and she starts doing her little neck movement and not being racist or anything, but this is what she was doing. Her little neck movement and this and that. Yeah. And there was this dude who very calm. It's like, hey man, man, like there's a line here. It was only like 3 people. That's it. And she's like, oh, right. And she's talking all her smack and everything. And she goes outside to get her boyfriend, who was just released from prison, not even a week before. This dude must have been like 6'7", 380 pounds of pure muscle. He must have been in the joint for prison forever, for like 20 years. I don't think he had like 1% body fat. And he went, and the dude was like, hey man, like and before you could say anything, boom, just pounding on it. I don't know if he unalived him. I don't know. But
right.
I'm like, holy smokes. Like you never know. You never know.
Nope.
It's scary. Nope. It's scary out there. And there's people out there who don't care. They would rather be over there than free,
Yep. No, facts. And you bring up a good point about the unaliving part, because again, you just don't know. Dylan's saying that I have some questions for your stream. You talking this stream? By all means, throw them in the chat. We'll do our best. Or if you're talking about Friday night, where to be on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm just saying. And Miss Crypto Bedell in the house. Appreciate you being here. As a matter of fact, seeing Miss Crypto Bedell and A West, who just kind of came into the chat. Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. I was going to save this to the end, but I wanted to just let everybody know. There's a few people that still have not gotten back to me from last Friday's Crypto on the Rocks, giving me their information for shipping. And but those who did give me that information, everyone has shipped. He got on that ASAP. So you should be seeing that stuff, like, I would say anytime. Obviously, there were people in out of the country, so that might take a little bit longer. But for those who are especially in the continental US, which was the majority, you guys should be seeing that like anytime. So just so you're aware, there are a few people, and I'll go over them at the end. So if you know them, maybe you can kind of give them the prod and be like, yo, get in touch with them. Melissa, if you're listening here, I love it. These guys helped me out on Monday. They got in touch with Melissa. Love Melissa. She's so nice. And she finally messaged me, and she's like, oh, I hear you're trying to get in touch with me, blah, 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 blah. But she never gave me all her information, so I still can't send it all to her. It's kind of funny. All right, Jimbo Fett in the house. Yes, Giver's Gain, baby. Giver's Gain. I'll tell you what, speaking of Giver's Gain, Joe, did you catch that X Space last night? The Giver's Gain?
I don't even know what day it is. He used to, Billy Goattails, Crypto Billy, he used to DM me like all the time the day before and the day of. But I guess now he's so busy that he forgets.
Yep. And
so I forget to show up. I don't even know what day it is. What happened? What happened on the show?
They had Daniel Diaz on. And boy, let me tell you, fire. It was awesome. The questions were amazing. The answers, it was an amazing X Space. Amazing X Space. Matter of fact, for those who did not attend the X Space last night, this Sunday, I guess they're giving Daniel Diaz 1 hour on Billy Goattails on YouTube this Sunday.
Wow.
So make sure that you are around for that. It's going to be kind of part 2 of of what's going on. I know we're getting way off topic, everybody, and I appreciate everybody, though. I really do appreciate everybody. And yeah, the Giver's Gain, hashtag Giver's Gain is what just triggered my memory there. BC saying my pew pew doesn't discriminate. Yeah, amen, brother, amen. And but here's the thing. This was a child. Well, she was an adult child, but you follow what I'm saying. So it's like who may have had nothing to do with it at all. So yeah, they don't discriminate either. So I appreciate what you're saying, because I am of that same mindset. And Miss Crypto Bedell says, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, for those. Yeah, yours is on the way. Yours, I want to say yours was probably like one of the first ones to be sent out. So I would think you'd get that sucker today, to be completely honest, because he did it on Monday. And here we are Wednesday. I wouldn't think it's going to take that long. And thank you, BC. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So nice, great message she sent me, blah, 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 and I even messaged her back like almost immediately. And I was like, okay, send me all your info. Crickets. Crickets, man. Crickets. Yeah, it was an interesting conversation. Yeah, it really was. And it's all perspective because Daniel definitely about the gold and silver and so on and so forth. And gold and silver has a place. We talk about it here all the time. So yeah, it was a great conversation. Great conversation. Appreciate that. Yes, exactly. It was interesting perspectives and explanations, right? And there was even history in there all the way back to the foundation of the Fed. It was great. It was great. All right, let's actually get to what we came here for. So again, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'll show that same video again, and that's the theme, staying safe. But again, hopefully BC, Bedell, and I will launch into that a little bit more come Monday. So stay tuned for more information on that. All right, let's get this now. Arizona already dropped the ball. Could have been the first state in the United States to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And what did they do? I ain't signing that, blah, 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 blah. Played politics. The governor here played politics. Now there's this. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, approves, obviously, HB 2387, requiring Bitcoin ATM operators to issue receipts with transaction details, which, okay, I got no issue with that, I guess, and use on-chain analytics to prevent transfers to flagged wallets. So what does that mean for the average person here? You're talking KYC, right? That's the only way you're going to be preventing transfers to these wallets that are otherwise flagged by OFAC. And stopping transactions from going through. And obviously, the idea about having this with the ATM machines is because it's a physical thing, right? You can control where they go. You can control the licensing for the ATMs and so on and so forth. So in my opinion, this is why she's attacking this. And at this point, I mean, I'm not trying to crap on anybody from Arizona right now, but it's like, you need to get her the hell out of there, because obviously she ain't open-minded with regard to crypto and this whole thing. In my opinion, old guy interwebs, what do I know? Joe, anything you want to add with regard to that?
Yeah, for starters, how do they flag the wallets?
OFAC, I forgot what the abbreviation is. Sorry, I'm having a literal senior moment right now. I'm sure BC is about to chime in and put it right in into the chat. But basically what they do is they, as they're tracking this information on the blockchain, because again, remember, most of this is open source. You can track everything on the blockchain. They're saying, well, this was from a hack. So this wallet blacklisted, don't do whatever. So basically OFAC is tracking this, and they put out a list of not only, we're talking crypto here, but not only crypto wallet addresses that are, on the no-fly list there, you don't do business with them, but also bank accounts and so on and so forth, or accounts maybe that they've designated as from a terrorist organization or whatever, that kind of thing. So that's where that comes from.
Because I would just assume that any wallet that's flagged, that they could go different routes to get their money, whether it's buying Amazon gift cards but when you're thinking bigger money, you can open up another exchange and then, maybe transfer it that. There's so many different other, tumble it. There's so many different ways that there's possibilities. To me,
I agree. Yeah. There are definitely possible or privacy coins, right. Pick a Monero, whatever. So I'm not saying there's not options, but they're gonna make it difficult.
But for them to do that for an ATM machine, I think it's just a waste. like a waste of time, effort, energy.
I agree. It's not. Who the hell's going to use an ATM machine to do that?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Just think about it. You're an ATM machine. Where are ATM machines placed? Normally within a store. The store normally has cameras.
Yes.
So why? And then there's a transaction, so they would know who. If I was the government, I would let all the flagged accounts go, and then once that account's flagged, boom, we got them on camera, we got them on surveillance, we got them in the vehicle that they're using. We have how many people were with them. We know that they bought Cheetos and a soda. Put $8 of gas.
Right.
We know all that information. So to me, it's just.
I agree, and that's kind of to my point of the fact that I don't know, wrong direction for the state of Arizona, but there's a lot of shady shit going on in Arizona,
right.
But if you ask me. And BC is chiming in with, they flag by IP, by transaction ID from illegal transactions. You're supposed to, you'd be surprised how many wallets are on that list. No, there's a shit ton of wallets on that list. Maybe that's another live stream right there. And yes, mixers is one of the ways. And like I said, privacy coins, whatever, definitely ways around it. Not that I'm advocating that. Here. Let's cover my ass right now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Old guy interwebs, do things legally. There you go. I got nothing. All right, let's move on to the next thing, which is, whoops, I gotta hit the right button first, and then we're good to go. Anthony Scaramucci doing a little bit of talk on this interview right here. Basically saying that digital gold, Bitcoin is now akin to digital gold. I'm going to play this. It's a little over a minute long, but I think it will be interesting to hear the entire thing.
Ultimately, what we see is the evolution of Bitcoin from being sort of a tech asset tied to the Mag 7 or tied to the NASDAQ, something that's more akin to digital gold. And as that starts to happen, and I predict that will happen as wallets expand. Let's say there's roughly 300 million or so wallets for Bitcoin right now. Imagine a world where there's a billion wallets, billion holders. The volatility should dampen. That happened in Microsoft. That happened in things like Google over a 20-year period of time. And so you could see a scenario where more wallets, lots of institutions in the mix, long-term holders, dampening volatility, and then you have this positive flywheel where the volatility is dampened by long-term holders who are owning it in size. And so therefore that reinforces the idea that other long-term holders should come in. I guess the big thing you have to ask yourself, is Bitcoin an investment or is it an asset class? If it's an investment and $1 to $3 trillion, that sort of makes sense. It's akin to a Mag 7 market capitalization. But if it's an asset class, then it should trade to closer to where gold is. And I think gold's, 22, $23 trillion right now.
There you go. And good point, because what he just talked about right there was actually something that got talked about during the Billy Goat Tales X Space last night. They were talking, okay, how are you looking at this thing? Are you looking at it as an asset class, or are you looking at it as, whatever? And it's kind of funny because everything he just said got brought up last night. So again, if you have not listened to that X Space, go back and listen to that X Space. I should have thought about grabbing it. Maybe while Joe's talking, I'll try and grab the link and share that with you guys in the chat. And BC, I don't know if I'd be telling people all that there, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying right there.
Allegedly, you, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's right. That's right. Oh man. All right. Listen, one more Coinbase item on the list here. Coinbase. One more Bitcoin item on the list here. Good Lord, man. And we'll have Joe go over the Bitcoin chart after that. But it does involve Coinbase, and in particular, the latest commercial from Coinbase. Again, a little 30-second spot here. I love how they're still attacking fiat currency. And it's, I don't know, for those who don't understand exactly what's going on, it's a great way to help to try and explain it and give people kind of a visual. People like visuals with things like this. So let's play it real quick. Like I said, it's about 30 seconds long. So
Every day, the Fed prints an average of $465 million. That's 26,000 shipping containers a year, created out of thin air. Maybe that's why the dollar loses value over time. But there's one thing they can never print more of: Bitcoin. At the size of a quarter, this is all there will ever be. Shouldn't a store of value hold its value?
Amen. Well, amen to that, man. Hold on.
Every day, the Fed prints an average of 460.
It's so sad too. It's so sad that, like, and we don't see this unless you're in finance or you're studying finance institutions, or like we don't know. Like, I never knew any of this stuff. I didn't know that.
Yep.
What the damage was of printing more money, because you would hear people, oh, they're printing more money, or I never knew any of this stuff. And now, because of crypto, now I'm getting educated on the government and what they're doing, and the solution is crypto. I mean, it's giving power back to the people. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. I know. I love you, BC. I do. There you go. There it is. All right. Well, that was what we had for the Bitcoin news. And so, Joe, if you're ready, we're going to kick over to you and you can go through the Bitcoin chart. Yep. Ready? All right, man. It's your show.
Let's go. Let's do it. All right. So this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. So we're kind of zoomed in. I drew these two boxes here. I do think that potentially it's time for us to roll over. Just get it over with. Roll over. We need this rollover. The only thing that price really needs to do is go up and down and up. That's all it needs to do. And right now it's been going up. It's been going up for quite a while. So we're going on the 4 hour time frame. We can see it way back over here where it just went up and to the right, up and to the right, and then up, and then now potentially. But I thought the same thing here. What happened? We went further up. I was thinking the same thing here, to where it'd be nice to come down. But so here's the key takeaway part of all this. Price doesn't have to do what we want. We can have probabilities, we can have indicators, we can have overbought, we can have all this stuff, but price will do what it wants to do. Price is driven by the people. The people, they trade, most of them, on emotions. FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh, this is the bottom, let's go. And then sure enough, it starts going up. Oh my gosh, we're going to 100K. And then they buy it some more, when in reality, it's healthier if it comes down. So right now we're at the same spot. We're right up here. We're kind of ranging in this range. And it's funny too, if you do the Wyckoff theory, when we have price doing this and then it comes down, this is called distribution because the price went down. If you do something like this, where it does this number and like this, and then it comes up, well, for me, this is a form of accumulation. Now, granted, for Wyckoff, the price has to come from up to do this, to go up. So that would be accumulation. So for me, I think it's another form of accumulation, maybe a accumulation phase 2 or whatever you want to label you want to put on it. But the only difference between this and this one is official distribution because it came down, and this, which I would call accumulation because it went up. The only difference is what happened after it broke out. Did it go down or did it go up? So here, I would think that we're in a form of distribution for us to potentially come down. And are we going to come way down here to 89? Man, I would love it. People are saying there's a CME gap around 91. I would love it for it to come down here. But what we do is we trade level by level. First, in order for us to be bearish, and I'm already bearish, first, and I already put it in the group, I'm short on Bitcoin, is that we have to break levels. I mean, we have this top zone, so be aware of this top zone. Make sure the magnet tool is on. Our top zone is ranging between 104, we just call it 104.8, depending on what exchange you're on, 104.8 and 103.2. So in this zone, this is our top zone. This is our area of a bounce. And this is, let's see here, can I put it here? 102.5 to 101.6. And this is our area for a bounce. We're looking for a bounce here. if we do not get a bounce here, there's an extremely high chance that everybody's going to lose confidence and it's going to come down. And what people will start seeing is, oh, we have a top and then we have a double top. And then here's the neckline and we have the neckline right here. Or we have, they could say we have, I mean, there's so many things that they can say. I just go with the double top and then come down, measure and move about right here. Then, you know, as they kind of zoom out, they can start seeing other patterns that they may see or other trend lines that it may break. You know, there's a trend line right here that it may break. Once that goes, well, then now they're calling this a rising channel. But without getting too involved into all the patterns and stuff, it just looks like it's time to come down. So I do think that it's going to come down. Now, what would make this invalid? If it goes up. That's the only thing that can make it invalid. If the price goes up and it breaks above 104.8, well, then this thought process is invalid. So whenever you're doing your plan A or plan B or your thought process, it's extremely important to have the notion of what makes it invalid, because that way you're not, let's just say it goes up, you're like, oh no, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. And it goes up some more. Oh, it's definitely going to go down now. And then it goes up some more. It has to go, you're wrecking yourself. What makes it invalid? Price action starts closing above this level, starts finding support above this level. Okay, well, this is same thing when it was here. My thought process of a rollover became invalid once we broke this level. Okay, we're going up. We're going to go up until we go down. And this makes trading less stressful, because what you're doing is you're reacting to its movements versus trying to predict the movement. And when it doesn't happen, you keep on with that prediction. So in my theory, I think we're coming down. So that's what I got.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. We got some comments in the chat. We're gonna, excuse me, get to those. But let's see. Let's start here. 93K again, please. Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice. But who knows? I mean, I'm with you. I think it's kind of topped out here at this point. But what do I know? What do I know? And David Bumbelow in the house. Welcome. He said, I would love if if we did, but I don't think so, at least not quite yet. Maybe during the conference while everyone is partying and celebrating, and we need a decent pump to dump through the conference. Yeah, facts. And maybe, I mean, historically, I think Bitcoin is basically dumped during the Bitcoin conference pretty much every time. If I'm wrong, you guys know the drill. Correct me in the chat. It's all good. And BC.
It's so funny. I actually have a song about this.
Exactly. That's why I'm laughing, man. That's why I'm laughing. It's so funny. I love BC, man. I love BC.
Now, I could say if I woke up and watched his shows and then had my exact levels, maybe. But yeah, that's funny.
There you go. Yeah, BC, man, super early. You got to be up and at him to be. I
watch him when I stay up all night. I watch him.
Yeah, it's like, man. And then you got to absorb it, which isn't easy if you're like half asleep either. Just saying.
Right.
And David saying, I don't care which one happens, but we might not be dumping much of anything for this conference. Really? Oh, well, maybe. I mean, you listen. Only time will tell. Like Joe says, market gonna do what the market gonna do. It's that simple. Yeah, there it is. PC knows. I love it. Oh man, that's awesome. You guys are great. Listen, we're about halfway through. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, we are going to be heading straight over to Joe's stream right after we're done here. We're going to be going to raid him and get us some education on how to trade. I can see we got about an even split. 10 people on YouTube, 10 people on X. Appreciate you being here. X, man, I'll tell you what. Even like Friday, X was on fire for us.
Crazy fire.
I mean, yeah. just like crazy. I appreciate everybody on X. I do. So like I said, we're going to go talk through a few more things right now. And then we're going to go raid Joe's stream when it's all said and done. And Joe is still going to talk through coin. So stay tuned for that. And let's see, what did I miss? I just seen some other people coming in. What's that say? We need the pump. Yeah, I get it. We're going to go hard and at the conference. I gotcha. All right, here we go. Let's bring up the next item. Like what was it that Bob Barker used to say? The next item up for bid on The Price is Right. Yeah.
They used to love that show.
Okay, here we go. Am I frozen again? Seriously, right now?
You're not frozen. But
my controllers are.
It was so funny, and everybody would hate it too.
I'll be back.
Okay, and everybody would hate it too. They're like, I bid $495, Bob, and then the next one, I'm gonna go 496. It's like, oh, come on. And then in their face, it'll be 495. And the dude got it right on the money. Who remembers those? I used to love those. And then when people wouldn't know how to play the game and he would explain it and they still didn't understand and then would explain it again. And you could see he's getting frustrated. It's like, come on. I love that.
Yep.
$1.
And here you go. He's saying he watches the reruns. Yeah, $1, baby. $1. That's right.
Now, me,
awesome.
I used to love the $1 ones, but I used to hate the ones where it'd be like $4.95, Bob, and then the next one $4.96. It's like
yes.
It's like, why would you, like, man, you are just a jerk in life. You're a jerk in life.
Facts. All right, let me see if my controllers will work this time. All right, here we go. Survey says yes. Yay! Little things. All right. So the Kabisi letter. I love the Kabisi letter. If you're not subscribed to them, you should be following them. That's for sure. Piper's always using these guys all the time for obvious reasons. But they're here. And again, this is something Piper actually covered yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that we brought it up. Basically, April CPI inflation falls to 2.3%, below expectations of 2.4%. But basically, at the end of the day, it's kind of in line overall at 2.8%. So, winner, chicken dinner, I guess. It's probably why we got this kind of, I don't even know, like, kind of response in the markets with with anything right there. So, but just wanted to point that out so everybody knew that. But now let's get back to crypto here a little bit. I thought this was interesting. Crypto.com basically is partnered with Dubai. And listen, if you buy seems to be like all about crypto, man, all about it. I've not been, but I mean, all the news that's coming out of there, very positive overall with regard to crypto. And basically, their partnership will allow Dubai to accept crypto payments for government services. That is amazing. Although this part, I don't know if I'm truly amazed with it, is they're looking to be 90% cashless by 2026. That in and of
really
itself
close.
is a whole nother conversation.
That's really close. I was like, what?
Yeah, I know. But again, the partnership with crypto.com. Yeah, and Dubai. Huge. Wait, crypto.com in the news again, though. In the news again, right here. Basically, this time in Korea, with them having an agreement with PayPal. PayPal. Boy, I don't know what the hell just brought that up there. But to have crypto.com pay when traveling in Korea. I don't know how many people go to Korea. But I would say South Korea is a pretty prominent hub when it comes to tech and stuff like that, right? So, and finance. So, again, just more in the way of positive news and moving in that right direction. Again, in my humble opinion, what the hell do I know, right? Yes.
Crypto.com and Coinbase are both doing huge work for crypto, and then to make it really easy for U.S. citizens to be able to buy crypto. So Crypto.com and Coinbase, both of them are both just killing it.
Agreed. And yes, I like this, the Trump voice. Huge. I can't do the Trump voice. Sorry, man. But I appreciate what you got going there, BC. I appreciate it. All right. Let's move on to the next piece, which is UBS Bank. I mean, they're huge, right? According to this, what is it? $1 trillion. Yeah, $1 trillion. They just came out, and we're going to give her a quick listen because it's only about 30 seconds long, and basically said their richest clients are buying Bitcoin and crypto. There you go.
They see where the money's going.
There's a reason, right?
Yep.
You're going to save your economic energy. Again, something talked about last night. You need to have crypto. You just do. You just do. But let's give her a quick listen here, and then we'll toss it around.
Alternative is not just private market, and also hedge fund, commodity, and crypto. Interestingly, recently when I talked to some of the traditional family offices, they were telling me they are now looking at allocation of 5% in crypto. That's the reason why even traditional banks like us, I have to make sure we get our platform ready to take on this opportunity. So I think definitely opportunity.
Yeah. Crypto definitely an opportunity for those trying to multiply and even preserve their wealth. Here we go. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. The gremlins are here.
Yeah, you know these people who have all this money, you know they're already in gold. They have to be. And in silver. And then maybe other precious metals. And then on top of that, they're more than likely going to start going into crypto. So it's really, really important that everybody understand that, I mean, you have to diversify. You really do. Once you diversify, then it's like, all right, if this one outperforms another one, great. But if they both do well, even better. Or all of it goes. Yep. I love gold.
Yeah, and exactly. And Automatic Beats is in the house. Welcome, Automatic Beats. And yes, I love gold. Yes, yeah. Gold. Huge. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with the controllers, but here we are. We're gonna go into the next piece here as soon as I can figure it out. There it is, which is about Coinbase. So Coinbase added to the S&P 500 again. You kind of already heard about this. This is a few days old now, but I thought it was worth having the conversation because I don't know. I'm sorry. To me, again, in the Trump voice, as BC put it, huge. So, yeah, I don't know. Joe, what are you thinking about this? Again, I know you were just saying that big things with regard to these guys.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that more people, and even if you don't know about crypto, so I'm always looking at it from like a beginner's perspective. Let's just say, I don't know anything about crypto. My broker's talking about coin that's getting listed and, it's going up, we should buy because it's going up. It's like, oh, awesome. It's like, well, what is it? Well, it's Coinbase. Well, what's Coinbase? And then boom, now they're introducing to crypto. So for me, I love it. I love it.
I agree, man. I agree. It's again, stuff like that, nothing but positive news in my humble opinion. Humble opinion. All right, Joe, you ready? We can take a quick look at coin and see how it's doing. All right, here we go. Your show again.
All right, so this coin, this is on the weekly. Now, if you were just looking at this, without the news or anything else, if you're looking at this, we would see that on the weekly, whenever it's stocks, you want to go higher time frames. You really don't. I don't like doing the 4 hour. The price action freaks me out with all the gaps and everything. But you can see on the weekly time frame, and this is on the NASDAQ, our low was right here, 146. And price came up. Now, of course, it did break this level. right here. It broke the level. And of course, this is really easy to do because it's after the fact. We are all, replay millionaires or, multi-millionaires because we use the replay button. It's like, oh, this is what I would have done. But in the moment, like would you really have? So here it broke this level and it's good. What most traders will see is a cup and handle. That's what most traders will see. I just see a level. And, they buy. One thing that I also do see is this was a really nice run up. We did have a retrace right here, and then we had a really nice run up. So because of this really nice run up, I'm expecting to come back down to here at least. Then, of course, break through this. And I did come back down, all the way down to our support. If it would have broken this support, now we get worried. Because now we could come all the way down to here and see something like this, to where the price comes down, goes up, it's losing momentum, then potentially finding support here, and then now it breaks, and then now you enter. This is the benefit of trading level by level, and without all the indicators. Now, if you have indicators, if you have point of controls and everything else, hey, great. But this is just very simple, basic TA that anybody can use, and if you use all the other advanced stuff, moving averages and VWAPs and point of controls, then great. Use it to your advantage. Right now, we are coming up to our resistance. So I would be very cautious at this moment. We're about $10 away from the resistance. If it does break out, if it does continue the momentum, I would think maybe to around 301-ish area before potentially retracing. People just taking profits. They're doing what you want to do. And then the next run up more than likely take us to around 340. And then hopefully a pullback right around 270 area, which we just broke out of. Now let's go, moon mission. Now just remember, though, anytime we go up, we will come down. The retrace that I like to see is 38% to maybe 50%. So if you miss a move like this, don't worry. Just wait. It's going to pull back. People are going to take profits. They're going to do exactly what you want to do. Buy low, sell high. Just wait for it. Patience will pay off. And then once you see, like for me personally, I would have bought here because here's a retrace. So one thing that I do that I think is different from a lot of other people, I tell you what I would have done in the moment of the trade versus what I see. I see that went down. I would have still bought here because this would have shown it went up, pulled back around at least 38%, starts coming up. I'm entering the trade and boop, rolled over, broke this level, stopped out. All right. Well, I tried again. Once it either reaches the bottom and starts coming up, or once it pumps and then retraces again, if I happen to see it. Here it comes all the way down because we never know. You enter right here. You set a lower target. Would you really? Because we could have done this. So one problem that I have is I love teaching. And even though I know I'm just supposed to come on here and just talk about this movement right here, like I give you the whole thought process of what I would have done in the moment versus all these replay millionaires where it's like, right here, I would not have bought because, and they look for reasons. Here, definitely I would have bought because, and then they look for reasons. When we're in the moment as it's dumping, I'm not buying. It's dumping too fast, too hard. It might retrace even more and then do this number. So I have to wait. I have to be patient to see, certain things that I'm looking for. One, a bounce. And make sure to tune into my channel. I go live every single day, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 4. I also do bonus streams, sometimes midnight, sometimes 2 in the morning. It just varies. And like I show you how to trade without charging you on how to trade. There's a lot of mentors out there that will only show you how to trade if you join their group. Join my live streams. I show you how to trade. I do have a paid group, but that's more so if you want access to me and all my setups. But I show you how to do all this stuff without having to join a paid group. So make sure to tune in every single day.
Hey, Joe, can I ask a quick question? I'm assuming you can kind of zoom out and find out relatively quickly. What was the all-time high on them so far?
Well, according to NASDAQ, when it first got available on NASDAQ back in April 2021, it started out way up here at 429. So we're not too far away. You know, we had an all-time high. Sorry, we had an all-time high.
No. I was just curious.
Yeah. We had an all-time high back over here, November. Well, besides so whenever they come out, I really don't count this first one, but for this very first one, according to NASDAQ, it was at 429.54. Then it pulled back, and then it, a little bit of sell-off, which is fine, perfectly understandable. Then we had a nice pump all the way up to 368. And then, of course, we had this huge just retracement or pullback, dump, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful rounded bottom, absolutely gorgeous. Then here you could say, most traders would call this like a cup and handle. I just see a level. Then here we had this next one. So, I mean, it's on its way up to surpass in my opinion, this 429, hopefully within 12 months. So we'll see.
Okay. Thanks for checking that. I appreciate that. Hold on one second here. Let me remove that and see what we got here, because people just chiming in the chat. Appreciate it. And what do we got here? Dylan's question to anybody. Oh, he's asking about UNH. For those who are part of Piper's Discord group, he took a position. He and a bunch of people actually that are in the Discord took a position in that. I'm not gonna lie, I took a very small position because I ain't got a lot of money, but I figure what the hell, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got $14 and I said I need every last bit of it in crypto. So if I would have had more money, I'm actually in their Discord, and I saw it when he posted it up. I didn't see it because I was doing something else, but I saw the announcement. So if you're not in the Discord for Piper Academy, man, that's the place to be, guys. And it's $4.99 or something like that. Yep. Some ridiculous amount.
Yeah, for the membership. Yep.
Yeah. So I strongly recommend doing that. If you're thinking about it, go to Piper Academy, go to their YouTube, and of course sign up for their membership, and you can't beat it. And it's less than a cup of coffee. It really is. And just try it out for a month.
Right.
See if you like it. You're gonna fall in love with it. When he told me that he was putting the price as that, I was like, dude, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna absolutely kill it.
Yeah, that's a price drop. We covered that.
Yeah, if you don't make $5, in that month from all the stuff that he provides, you might want to check your pulse, because, well, I don't. There's no way you can not financial advice, but right, I don't think there's any way possible that you cannot make money in a month to cover your expenses of the $5 membership.
I agree. And yes, United Healthcare, David, Dylan kind of laid it out here. The CEO stepped down. They pulled their 2025 earnings projections. What else happened? I mean, basically, remember that they were the ones where somebody literally shot the CEO right in the street. What was that? That was like 6 months ago or something stupid like that. I don't even know. Probably wasn't even 6 months ago. And they've got lawsuits going on right now and so on and so forth. So just a bunch of crap going on with them. Yes. Yeah. He did talk about that today. So, but like Joe said, if you're not making $5, post check. I mean, seriously. And it's not just Piper. I mean, you got JR in there all the time. In fact, I haven't seen JR in the chat, but JR is there all the time, dropping knowledge. BC is in there. Matter of fact, you were in there doing some training, as I recall, right? Some back to basics trading with BC.
Yep.
I mean, it's just there's plenty of stuff in there. Plenty of, not to mention just his straight out DCA plan for Bitcoin and a handful of altcoins.
Just that right there, man. I mean, I would pay, $15-20 a month just to get that information,
Yeah.
And
facts.
Here he's got the whole world in his, the whole package, really. So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to keep going. We got a couple more things to go over. And then, like I said, we're going to be rating Joe's stream. So if you're on YouTube, you just sit tight. And we're going to be heading over there and see what is going on there. All right. Let's look at this next thing right here. Now, I don't know that Crypto Jar is in the chat. Jar, if you're there, let me know if you're lurking. I'd appreciate that. And right here, Robinhood, not a fan of Robinhood, but it is what it is, right? Acquires Canada's leading crypto trading platform, WonderFi. And Jar was kind of railing about this on X yesterday with some issues that he saw or anticipates with regard to this this acquisition. So if you're not following Jar, link is in the description for him as well. Make sure you go ahead and follow him. He's been moving, so we haven't really had the Matrix Money podcast, but I think he's about settled. So that's coming back. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, exactly. That whole GameStop thing is what turned me off about Robinhood and quite frankly, all the other ones who froze the trading on those on GameStop.
And they can just do it on a whim, like, oh, let's pause everything. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Pros and cons of using stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And yeah, everything has its drawbacks, right? Everything. So anyway, where is this? This I thought was pretty huge news. Now I'm gonna ask a question. If you use Brave browser, put a 1 in the chat. I'll be interested to see if you use Brave browser. Now, Brave is the browser. I've been touting Brave browser forever, like since they came out. I love Brave browser. I'm a content creator with them, so you can like do tips and stuff like that on my website, help me on YouTube, the whole nine. And but beyond that, it's a privacy first focused browser. So I love it. I use it all the time when family ask me about like what browser do you use? Bam, Brave browser. I make them download it right there. If you're asking me, there's a reason you're asking. So I make them download it right there. But this news right here, I thought was pretty huge because I know we got Cardano fans here. So Cardano now going to be available because for Brave browser, they have their own wallet built right into the Brave browser. Cardano's landing in the Brave wallet. I love the way they word that. That's kind of nice. Letting you access ADA and tokens basically seamlessly in this privacy first browser. And yeah, it just deepens the functionality. It deepens what you can do with regard to their wallet. Again, love Brave. Can't say enough about Brave. And I love Cardano. So, I mean, to me, this is like the perfect mix. And it looks like we got a few people who are Brave browser users. Let's see. What's this? Brave is BS? What? BC, we got to talk about that, man. But let's, just kind of zipping through here to see anything else. Joe, any thoughts about this?
I love Brave. I've used Brave for a long time. I had it connected to my Uphold wallet to get the Brave points or whatever they do, coins.
Yes.
But I haven't, there was like a year ago, I guess, it was having issues with connecting to the Uphold wallet. So I just never connected it again. But I mean, I like it. There are some times where I have some issues and I have to go to another browser to do stuff. But I mean, it's very rare that happens.
Yep. Well, it's funny you say that because some of the websites that I actually utilize will sometimes say, "Oh, you're on a privacy browser. You got to get off of that." It's kind of funny. One of the ones that does that, just an FY, or at least they did it to me, was Coinbase. Just saying that wow, we're detecting you're on a privacy browser.
The pop-up blockers or the ad blockers or whatever.
Yes.
In order for you to do it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I do like it. And again, you can adjust what they call the shields on Brave and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Joe, I'm with you. I'm actually having a similar issue because they added Gemini as a way to get your BAT tokens off of the Brave browser and over beside Uphold, because I can't stand Uphold, quite frankly. But I'm having a similar issue with Gemini right now. I've been going back and forth with support, but that's for another stream there. That's for another stream. All right.
Let's about streams. I'm going to go ahead and out so I can reboot my computer so my camera works. I do thank you guys very much. Hang tight. Stay here. If you're on X, this gives you plenty of time to come over to YouTube. And that way, when we forward to my channel, we can go and just hang out, talk about crypto, talk about coins, talk about whatever. And of course, we might do some story times. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Story time.
And we'll see you in a few moments. Take care.
Yep. All right, there we go. And okay, what the heck just happened? Oh, did this thing just freeze up on me again? Seriously, right now? Hey, okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna just let that go here, because I'm sorry, I don't know. There are gremlins for serious inside of the StreamYard today. StreamYard is what I use to do these live streams. So, boom, yeah. I just want to see what's in here. Yeah, BC is saying I use a VPN for real privacy. Dude, I use a VPN as well. So yeah, I'm with you. I use both. I figure the more the merrier as far as privacy is concerned. Yes, I use a VPN. See, yeah, I agreed. I'm absolutely. And yeah, yes, story time. I love the story times and bingo bangos as Joe is heading over there. We are going to head over to Joe shortly. I was hoping that we're going to be able to bring this last screen up here, which is the mayor of New York City, basically saying he wants to make New York City the crypto hub. I don't even know how they're planning to do that, because the regulations in New York City just suck with regard to cryptocurrency. So I don't know, but if I can get this, there it goes, maybe. Woohoo! Okay, we'll add this to the stage. We're going to give him a quick listen. This whole thing right here is about 30 seconds long, and then we will, I'll wrap things up and we'll head over and raid Joe's stream. All right, here we go.
My goal remains the same as it was on day one as mayor, making New York City the crypto capital of the globe. And as you remember, I supported crypto long before any of my mayoral peers. I was the first American mayor to have my initial 3 paychecks converted into crypto way back in 2022. Many people laughed at me, and all I can say is, who's laughing now?
Amen to that.
My goal remains the same as.
Okay, you got the gist. That was a little lower than when I did the initial run, so I apologize if that was difficult to go ahead and hear. But basically, he did, and he brought it up that he got like his first few paychecks in crypto. And listen, like he said, who's laughing now? Because I mean, that was back in 2022. So yeah, he's definitely doing all right. I believe the majority of the paycheck that he took is or was, excuse me, in Bitcoin. So yeah, you're right, David. He definitely has a long road ahead of him. Like I said, New York is no no state that's like yeah, come on, bring me your blockchain, blah. Yeah, and exactly, who's laughing now? There you go, exactly. I love it. All right, so let me wrap this thing up real quick. So listen, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the people who still have not responded to me from last Friday's Crypto on the Rocks, who still need to get back to me so I can get them on the list so they can get shipped what they won. But before I do that, I want to make one note. I forgot to do it earlier. Hopefully A West is still here. There was an issue because you had 2 listings in that spreadsheet, and I didn't realize it until after he had shipped out your metal mark winning. So the oh my goodness, what the heck is that called? I'm having a brain cramp. The Frazetta, that's it. The Frazetta that you won was listed under the other listing that you had. So I've since fixed that. I've highlighted it for him. And so be aware that they're probably coming separately, and there'll probably be a delay on the Frazetta. But I'll follow up with him to make sure that he saw that and that he takes care of that. So here's who's left. If you guys know these people and have them get out to me, Chris 459. I've messaged him, but I got a feeling that because originally we weren't connected on X, that my thing, it probably went to like the spam folder. Poyo, who was here, he actually messaged me. He's another one, didn't actually send me his information. And 100 Air, I haven't seen 100 Air around since Friday night, which is odd because usually he is like here driving. So that's who's left with regard to that. And oh, good, you're still here. Perfect. Yeah, unfortunately, because if you remember, we had that move from YouTube over to X in order to get the picker working, which ended up not working again anyway. So we got some double listings in the winning section. So I've fixed that, and yes, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. So be aware that might be a delay with regard to that. Like I said, I'm giving Ali a few days in order to take care of that. I don't want to be like all over him with regard to that, but if I don't get any message from him through the weekend here with regard to that, I will hit him up and see. All right. That's pretty much it. We're going to head over. We're going to raid Joe's live stream. When you get there, make sure you're putting in CCM raid, and we're going to go and get us some edumacation with regard to training. Oh, really? I told BC if I froze up again to take another screenshot. So he did that the other day when I froze up. I'm going to guess he probably did it again today. All right, we're heading over. We're going to go raid Joe's stream. Again, CCM raid when you get there. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and I'll see you Friday night, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, we're out.